I was recently taking some people through a flexibility workshop, and it became very apparent to me that I had not addressed this issue with people enough, nor had I gone ahead and provided them solutions in how to avoid this problem when stretching with the bands. And the problem is taking the band behind your head. Now that has never been an issue for me, and for most of the people I train with it's not been an issue. But I want to point out a few things that are key to eliminating the problem or potentially answering why it becomes a problem and how to resolve that. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about it for a second. Alright, I'm going to put my foot up against here. I'm going to stretch this foot right here so that I go ahead and give you the idea of what I'm talking about. Now the problem is that people have to take it behind their head. And when they take it behind their head, they immediately start feeling like the band is torquing on their neck too much. Well, here's the problem. They're not going ahead and making the distance between this hand and this hand shortened, or excuse me, relaxed before they go ahead and put it behind their head. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the band and put it through my hand, alright, and I'm going to lock it down there, alright. Now before I go ahead and put it behind my head, I'm going to pull this elbow down. Now by pulling this elbow down, it makes the band loose between my neck and my head, so it allows me to go ahead and easily drop in behind it. Now again, you're going to have to reposition it, alright, but there's how you get into it. So now that elbow is down, so the tension between this hand and this hand is less. A lot of people try to go right behind their head like this. That makes it more challenging. Pull the band down, alright, lock it out, now take it behind, and it becomes a much easier lockout to go ahead and do. So you can go ahead and cross your body, or you want to work on pulling down. Now the other thing that I like to do is I often just let because the band is flat, my neck can usually rest on the band pretty easily, so that's not usually an issue. However, for gals that have ponytails or longer hair, that often can become a problem. So let me show you another option of stretching across or not taking it behind your head. Another option would be to go ahead and when you're doing the rotation stretch specifically, just placing it there, reaching on up. Now the band is loose around my neck, and I can go ahead and do the hip rotation stretch that way, so I don't have to lock it out and do it that way. Now this isn't quite as effective, but you can still go ahead and get a great stretch through your hip doing it this way. Alright? Another option would be I'm going to put it into this leg now and talk about, hey, working adduction. I could go ahead and take the band and just lock it out and work like this. Now granted, that's not again going to position the band the way I want in regards to stretching. However, it could be an option that you want to use. Now, part of the problem is too that by keeping my head supported like this all the time, my neck is going to become fatigued, which is why I want to go ahead and put the band behind my head so I can rest my head on it. Alright? So again, pull the elbow down, alright? Get the elbow down and make that easier to go behind. And now just let the head rest onto the band, and it becomes a very easy situation to stretch that out. Now, here's one other thing that you can think about. Alright? If your flexibility is not very good, alright, the tension between this hand and this hand is going to increase because you just simply don't have the range of motion to go ahead and go through. So you're going to have to go ahead and make some modifications, possibly going ahead and working, like I said, just using the band to stretch out in this fashion. The other thing you can go ahead and do is take it and put it behind your shoulders. Alright, some people put it way back behind their shoulders like this to get it back underneath. I don't find that to be nearly as effective, but it's another option. The key thing is you're going to have to work at improving your flexibility so that the band becomes a little bit more of a guide, and as your flexibility improves, the tension around your neck is not going to be as great. Last thing is, hey, there's nothing wrong with stretching with a smaller band. So if the black band is too aggressive on your neck, what the problem may be is that you just don't have the flexibility in your hips yet, which then puts more pressure on your neck. As a result, go down to a red band, start stretching with a red band, and see how that does, and get going with that first. Then as your flexibility improves, alright, now you can go ahead and increase that black band again, and it probably won't be an issue on your neck.